It's Coffee Talk on FM 94.7 and AM 1450 KBKW. And time now for the Insider Report with Everett Hughes. Good morning, Everett.
Good morning, Doug. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm okay. I missed the Mug Club because I was in a training in Portland, and that's why I wasn't there. Sorry I missed it, but I heard it went okay.
Yeah.
And so I said something in the 2-hour Affordable Care Act show. I won't say I lied. I'll just say I said I was going to give advice, and I just don't know what I'm talking about because I'm not going to give that advice.
So, in other words, you didn't lie. You just gave the wrong information, correct?
Absolutely the wrong information, but it seemed good at the time. I just hadn't thought it through when I said it. And what I said was going to advise corporations, and I think it's because I heard from someone that they had a client that was doing that with their 3 corporations because of the number of employees.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what the law says, and this is to get split up the corporations so you can have less than 50 employees in each being an employer, you can have less than 50 employees. But here's what the law says. In 1964, Congress added the controlled group rules to the Internal Revenue Code, which means if you have controlling interest in more than one business, they are all considered be commonly controlled entities, be treated as employees of one entity.
Oh.
In other words, Doug and listener land, you can't play the game of splitting up the businesses to lower your employees below 50 and avoid the requirement to cover.
Okay. Well, you didn't know that, and you came forward and said that you made a mistake, and that's
well,
not lying.
But see, I should have known that because I should have known that, but I just got caught up in a lot of other conversations and didn't think it through before I said it. Now, this was first passed in 1964, and it had to do specifically with corporations. But in 1974, ERISA added a couple of more code sections, 44B and 414C, to require that all commonly controlled entities, and that can be a corporation, an LLC, a partnership, or a sole proprietor, if they are controlled by the same group, they are all employees of one entity. Therefore, you can't avoid their mandatory coverage.
So that was something that came up, and you said, well, here's one way you can do it, and then you discovered
that's
not the case.
Well, yes, no, you can't do it. You can't do it, and the employers can't do it. And I'm thinking I talked to one insurance agent who told me that she had clients that she's providing insurance to that were already doing this.
Even though they couldn't?
They don't know that they couldn't.
Okay.
That they're already doing that. And I'm thinking, I thought, well, and I might have heard that from Monica. And I'm thinking, well, that's a good idea. And so I kind of went from there because it sounded like a good idea until I did the research. Controlled Group Internal Revenue Code says you can't do it.
So did you call Monica up yet?
I sent her an email saying controlled group. Haven't heard back from her, but I sent her an email about controlled group law and said advise your client. And because I'm thinking that's where I heard it from. I'm not sure, but it seems like it was. But just to make sure, because all that information kind of came out on the same day. But I wanted to correct, because I went back and listened to that portion of that show, and I heard myself say, I'm going to advise my corporate clients to split these things up. And then I did some further research, and now I'm saying, no, I'm not going to advise you that way.
You're an honest man. You're like Honest Abe.
Well, I'm not walking anywhere to take money back.
Well,
I'll have to stay on a roll.
Okay, okay. Well, we're out of time, but you have a good week, and then we'll talk to you next Wednesday and find out what new things we're going to talk about.
Well, yes, we will. I'll probably tell you some new things I learned at the update seminar about how much our taxes are going up.